3 minutes before 8 on 3AW. That, of course, is the music behind ABC's Grand Designs, hosted by Kevin McCloud. I love the program, and we're grateful for Kevin's time in the studio this morning. Good morning and welcome to Melbourne.
Morning. Actually, that music follows me around the world. It's really scary. It's like when I climb into my coffin, it's going to be there. You know, it's. It sounds like. Did you ever watch Roald Dahl's Tales of the Mysterious and Unexpected in the 1970s? Do you remember that? Similar kind of music, spooky, slightly odd. You expect some kind of mannequin puppet ventriloquist dummy to come to life.
Well, it's probably appropriate because, as luck would have it, Kevin, I'm in the middle of a renovation and I'm finding it quite spooky.
Well, you find yourself saying things that you see people say.
Well, no, I've actually really enjoyed the experience. I've never done it before, but there are two types of people in the world, I figure: those who are able to envisage something and those who are unable to envisage it. You know, when someone says, well, knock down that wall, put a staircase up there, that means nothing to me.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No, you're absolutely right. And it's really frustrating for those people who... It's all about having a spatial mind. A lot of people don't have a spatial mind. They can't read a map upside down or imagine rotating something in their head. But if you have, and I mean, architects on the whole generally do have that kind of spatial mind, that's why they draw and so on, then it's easy for you. You don't find that a problem.
No, I find it a terrible problem. I can't envisage anything. And
I see.
The other aspect for me
is talk with such confidence.
For me is we're at this stage where we're in the finishing straight, but I can't imagine it ever being finished.
Yeah.
But the builders and architects go, oh no, that'll be finished by the end of September. I go, how could that possibly be finished by the end of September?
Yeah.
It's what percentage of the works on Grand Designs are finished on time?
I was going to say there are three options here. One is that it'll never be finished. One is that it will be finished on time, and the third option, unfortunately, is that everybody's deluded.
Yeah.
That's the thing about construction is that the most optimistic people on the planet go into construction, whether they're architects or surveyors or designers or builders. You know, when your builder says, "Don't worry, it'll be done," you know he's telling the truth because he really thinks he believes it.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm sitting here listening to you now and looking at you, and it's not Sunday night at my house. But what percentage of people actually successfully do what they set out to do? Because they all look terribly optimistic at the start, don't they?
Yeah, I think honestly, most people achieve pretty well what they set out to do. I mean, human beings, you know, we plan our lives, and we like a dinner party or a holiday or whatever it is, and it generally goes pretty well to plan, and we never get 100%, do we? You know, the vision, as it were, is never always matched by reality. Something always gets in the way. But I think on the whole, you know, as a race, we're pretty good at. I mean, we're looking out the window now at an extraordinary city, you know, and I think that, you know, that what human beings are able to build and make is just completely boggles me, and it's what drives. I think what's behind the program. You know, that kind of wonderful ability of human beings to kind of make the world anew.
What's the one thing that people propose when they're in their construction that you attempted to scream at them? Don't do that. Number one, don't do that.
My heart really sinks when people say to me, I've been really successful in IT, and I've got a media company, and I've been running that, and it's made a load of money, and I've been really... So I think I'm going to project manage this myself. I can do that.
Number one rule, don't project manage yourself.
It's that thing that, you know, because I put a shelf up, I can build a house.
I'm going to build a house out of hay bales.
Yeah. Now, somebody said to me, do you know what, I actually did build a prototype car in the middle of a field in the rain, and it works. And I say, okay, fair enough, you know, I think you can do it.
One of the motivations for people doing renovations rather than constructions in our state of Victoria is a thing called stamp duty. That is, if you buy a house, you have to pay stamp duty to the government, and it is a huge whack. And people say, why would I pay it to the government? Why wouldn't I, in fact, just renovate my existing house? Have you got stamp duty in the UK?
We do, actually. We do on new build, we do. Right. But it's a different kind of arrangement there, and it's not. It is a significant amount of money, but it's not a kind of lever. It's not a big driver. Here, I think it is much more of a reason. Plus, you know, land values when you get outside the city centres in Australia are generally cheaper, and I think there's an opportunity here. And there's also what I love about this place is the kind of can-do attitude. You know, I arrive at the airport, it's like, good day, welcome to Australia, land of the free. It's like, oh, great, I'm here. You know, and you arrive at London, it's what are you doing here? Why are you here? It's raining. You don't need to be here. So it's a different kind of welcome, and I think the natural cynicism and the natural skepticism of the British it just evaporates when you get off the plane here. It's just the extraordinary kind of energy of this country.
Hey, mind you, you've just
should
had
not be underestimated.
Enormously successful Olympic Games that you've just put on.
Yeah, we're still reeling from the fact that we've done it. I mean, nobody quite knows how or why. Well, I do know how and why. Do you know how we did it? We employed we employed lots of Australians
from the Sydney Olympics.
It's true, we did, and we did. The Chinese did not employ any Australians at their Olympics, and they kind of screwed up a lot of the organisation as a result. The Brits said, no, let's get the best guys in who did the Olympics here, and let them organise. So actually, all the major organisations in the London were all run by Aussies. Yeah.
So the biggest problem with living in London, it seems to me, and I've got children who live there, is the lack of space.
In the country.
London, one of them wants to buy a house in London, and the best he can afford is something about the size of an Australian toilet. And that's a two-bedroom. But are people from London getting sick of living sort of like rats in a barrel and wanting to move out into the countryside like a lot of people on your program do?
Well, first of all, I think the British have this peculiar attraction to the countryside. We have also a peculiar attraction to history, which is us in that kind of makes us look backwards rather than forwards. And people I know commute from Bristol in the country 2 hours, 3 hours out of the city centre. Now, that of course happens all over the world. It happens here too. But 2 hours from London is the other end of the country. I mean, we're a tiny, tiny country. We're also one of the most populous in the world. We have a population of 66 million people living in something the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
We should mention the reason you're here is for Grand Designs Live, which is on at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre. I assume that's Jeff Shedd, is it?
That's Jeff Shedd, yeah.
Right, Jeff Shedd from this Friday to Sunday. What do people expect when they go along there? You're obviously not going to build a house on stage.
No, but we got it's crammed full with exhibitors. We've always, with Grand Designs Live, this is the first time we've done it in Melbourne, we've always wanted to make it a day out, an event. So there's lots of stuff to do with seminars and buildings to visit, bits of stand, bits of building, and there's a House of the Future, exhibit, stand of the future, kind of technology stuff. And then we've got a big Ask the Expert seminar program where people can turn up with photographs and drawings of what they want to plan. We have loads.
Should have brought some of mine in this morning.
Bring it along, mate. I'll see you there. It's one of my favourite bits because we managed to inveigle the contribution of dozens and dozens of experts, from surveyors and architects to builders, to come and give their advice, and we got a lot of them talking in the seminar theatre as well. So it's a very, very practical show, and it's for anybody who's really, whether you're building or whether you're just bolting on a new bathroom. It's a great event. It's a day out. I mean, I say to people, bring a tent, bring your lunch, stay over.
What are some of your favourite buildings in the world?
It's interesting. This is you can never tell until you have an encounter with the building.
Yeah. I'm told that Graceland is just terrible. I'm not.
For example, well, yeah. I mean,
so Stonehenge,
money doesn't equal taste, man, does it? I mean, since when has money delivered?
What's your favourite building in the UK?
Other than the one I live in, obviously, which is where my bed is, I think it has to be St Paul's Cathedral, probably. I'm just picking one.
I was going to say Buckingham Palace is not bad, and we went there.
Right. You were there.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think of the Shard?
The Shard. I thought look at my shirt. Sorry,
no, the Shard, that modern tallest building in Europe that they've just stuck up near London Bridge.
Do you know what? When the Eiffel Tower went up, they all hated it. The French loathed it, and now it's the national symbol. I don't know. I've always liked the gherkin. From the moment the gherkin went up, I thought that was just a fun, beautiful kind of Fabergé egg-like building. The Shard is a big triangle. I've just got a bit tired of buildings that look like they were drawn by a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
It's a big triangle. It's a big triangle, and it doesn't look finished at the top. But it's an interesting thing is that London is a very grey city with lots of low cloud, and the top is pretty well always missing. So even when the sun's shining, it looks unfinished. When it's cloudy, it looks unfinished because it just sort of disappears up into the cloud. It's got a sort of slightly almost not there quality, which is all right actually. I will say, I'm hedging my bets, aren't I?
You
can
are,
tell. You
indeed,
can tell.
yeah.
Grand Designs Live is on at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre. That's Jeff Shed. This Friday to Sunday. And we'll give you in a minute more information about where you can access tickets and bookings and the like. But you, for those of us, John and myself included, who love Kevin's program, it's wonderful to have you in town.
It's great to be here, guys.
Ticketmaster's the place to go. Ticketmaster website will give you all the details of Grand Designs Live for this weekend. It's 13 to 8.